your products, goods and services. Na how market be the show for you o. Join us every Wednesday by 7:30 p.m. on your ogbonge station for excellence, NTA Lagos Channel 10. For more inquiries, make una call we dey ready for una.
It's time to Japa for more fun. This season, there are loads of exciting content. Enjoy all the drama, intrigue, suspense, and romance in a wide range of telenovela series, Nollywood movies, Bollywood, kiddies program, and introducing our new kiddies channel, Boeing. After 5 years of waiting, the Nigeria Premier Football League is finally back, live.
On the news tonight, Central Bank of Nigeria warns banks, POS operators against cash hoarding. Plus, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu extols former head of service. Good evening. You're welcome to the news at 7. I am Ntami Egbe. The news in details. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has warned banks and point-of-sales POS operators to desist from disrupting circulation of the Naira or face sanctions. Statements by the Acting Director, Corporate Communication of the bank, Sidi Ali Hakim, says that the attention of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has been drawn to alleged cases of collusion between some deposit money banks, DMBs, and point-of-sale operators affecting the availability of cash. It further said that the CBN frowns at such inappropriate actions by certain individuals and is investigating the reported cases capable of undermining the smooth running of the economy. Meanwhile, members of the public are encouraged to use alternative payment channels as well as report any case of unauthorized activities such as capping and hoarding by banks or POS agents to the CBN branch in their locations. Moving on, the Senate this Thursday granted accelerated passage to the 21.8 trillion naira 2023 Appropriation Act Amendment Bill by first taking the first, second, and third reading to enable utilization of the capital releases by ministries, departments, and agencies of government on development and security-related projects. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ami reports that similar consideration was extended to the 2.176 trillion naira 2023 Supplementary Appropriation Act Amendment Bill.
The amendments made provisions for extended implementation of the capital components of the two budgets from 31st December 2023 to 31st March 2024.
In view of the critical importance of some key projects nearing completion, it is expedient to grant extension of the expiration clause to avoid compounding the problems of abandoned projects, given that some of the projects were not provided for in the 2024 budget. Hence, the need to extend the implementation year.
Senate has confirmed the appointment of 11 justices of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, as recommended by the Senate Committee on Judiciary.
The nominees individually and collectively demonstrated sufficient knowledge and firm grasp of the law and other topical, contemporary, and jurisprudential issues.
They are well qualified. They do not have any negative thing to be attached to each and every one of them. I want to thank the President of Federal Republic, like Southeast. We were left for almost 7 years without a judge in the Supreme Court. It
For the first time, we have a Supreme Court justice from Plateau State. Justice Sankey is from Plateau.
The burden will be less, far less actually, if they have more resources to work with. We can do something. Let's try it from this budget.
I want to commend the president for even nominating this number of appointees into the Supreme Court for the first time.
Also confirmed is the appointment of Saida Tolainka as Commissioner representing Lagos State in the National Population Commission. Senate has passed the Cybercrime Prohibition and Prevention Act Amendment Bill. Meanwhile, plenary has been adjourned to 29th December 2023 as the lawmakers continue working to ensure the passage of the 2024 budget.
What may otherwise be a bleak festive season for vulnerable senior citizens in the country has turned into a bumper Christmas and New Year celebrations as Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu flags off the elderly support scheme of her pet project, Renewed Hope Initiative. Flagging off the scheme at the Armed Forces Officers' Mess in Abuja, the First Lady says the welfare of the aged is a key area of priority. State House correspondent Adeniyi Taiwo reports that under the intervention, a total of 9,500 beneficiaries received a sum of 100,000 naira each. The reports.
It is days away from Christmas this year, yet the celebrations have begun already for these senior citizens in the country. The goal of Renewed Hope Initiative, the pet project of Nigeria's First Lady, is to provide them with better days ahead, starting with the disbursement of a sum of 100,000 naira each to the beneficiaries. Out of a total number of 9,500 from across the country, 250 beneficiaries drawn from retired members of the armed forces and their families received their cash gift from Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu at the Armed Forces Officers' Mess in Abuja. She says the Yuletide season should be a time of joy and comfort for all, even as the citizens hope for a greater and prosperous country.
By reaching out to the elderly this festive period, we not only honor their contributions, but also acknowledge the unique encounters they faced. I urge you to embrace life to the fullest. Prioritize your health, nurture your minds, and strengthen your bonds with loved ones and with God.
For the armed forces community, her gesture of catering to the well-being of retirees is noble, and as such will have a multiplier effect on the morale of serving members of the armed forces.
He's been doing this all this while, and as I speak to you, this program we are holding here is all over the 36 states of Nigeria, including FCT.
This noble act, once again, by Her Excellency, is one for which you will be remembered dearly, and posterity will judge you fairly.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu recently declared that health is back on the front burner of his administration. He meant every word of it. Here outside the hall, and courtesy of Renewed Hope Initiative, the medical challenge of senior citizens in Nigeria have been taken care of. The medical outreach is part of the social investment program of the initiative, designed to put bounce in the health and smile on the faces of senior citizens in the country.
This one, because once you trigger, the engine will pump your eye. So that's the cause of my problem. And I've get what my eye needs today.
Pray my healing today. Say God bless her, God keep her.
The disbursement is part of efforts to change the narrative in the condition of the vulnerables in the country by the First Lady, who was at the same venue barely a month ago to give 250,000 naira to 1,709 wives and children of fallen soldiers from the Armed Forces Officers' Mess in Abuja. Adeniyi Taiwo.
Next up from the State House, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has described the former head of service, Hakeem Muri Okonla, as an outstanding, loyal, committed and dedicated public servant who served the state meritoriously. The governor made this assertion at the retirement ceremony of the former head of service.
Service Lagos State Hakeem Muriokola was ushered out of service amidst pomp and pageantry as thousands of civil servants thronged the Adeyemi Bello Auditorium to bid him farewell. Accolades, eulogies, and well wishes were poured on him by members of the State Executive Council, led by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu.
Thank you very much for steering and for supporting us to be able to stabilize the governance of Lagos at that time. We're indeed happy with your level of loyalty, your sincerity, your sense of direction, your sense of purpose, your uniqueness as not just a Nigerian, as a proper Omeko who has the best, at all times, have the best of intention.
Others describe the former head of service as an exemplary leader who impacted positively on the civil service and the state.
How can we write the history of our life as a PAMSEC in Lagos State without mentioning your name?
That when you're pulled out like this after so many years in public service, that you even go to do something greater than what you have been doing.
His dedication and contribution in executing and implementing various government policies, programs, and projects have been nothing short of commendable.
Let me specifically thank the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, for having faith to guide my career progression and invite me to serve in a state that gave birth to me, my state of origin. And that journey has been remarkable with all sense of humility.
High points of the ceremony features the symbolic pulling out of the former head of service from the secretariat. Hakeem Muriokola retired voluntarily from the Lagos State Civil Service on September 29, 2023 to assume the post of Principal Secretary to the President. In Lagos, S.A. Omomaka, NT News.
We'll go on a short break. More reports afterwards. Please stay tuned.
Golden season, golden time to win. The rules are simple. Place bets on any sports event. Get promotional tickets. Take part in prize draws. It's golden season, golden time to win. Use the promo code to get your welcome bonus.
It's Maltonic time.
Maltonic is enriched with vitamins and minerals for that rush of vitality you need to reach greatness.
It's Maltonic time!
Take off into a world of casino games and find your new favorites. Play a few rounds of roulette and see if Lady Luck's on your side. Land those winning combinations in slots and take a hefty bite out of that jackpot. Discover much more games on the 1xBet, where fortune awaits.
Join Helen Paul and Frank Donga as they explore the hills and valleys of Nigeria's vast fertile fields.
Why is rice so expensive?
It is labor intensive.
And discovering future harvest heroes in Nigeria's premier inter-school agricultural quiz competition.
Which of the following is an example of a beverage crop?
Coffee. Correct.
Catch new episodes on NTA Network every Saturday at 6 p.m. and on Arewa 24 TV 5 p.m. every Sunday. Stay tuned.
You're welcome back. 25 fresh graduates of the Bachelor of Medical Laboratory Sciences BMIS program of the College of Medicine, University of Lagos, have been admitted into the Medical Laboratory Sciences profession. This took place at the induction and award ceremony for the 2021-2022 session held at the Great Hall of the college. More on this story will be brought to you in our subsequent bulletin. And moving on, security operatives and transport operators are committed to intensifying efforts at ensuring proactive measures in place for a seamless operations during the Yuletide season. Lydia Sampson reports.
Due to spikes in activities during the Yuletide season, criminal elements also surface with heinous crimes. Security operatives are warning that no criminal element will be spared.
A pluralistic nation like Nigeria is not very easy to police. Talk of all parameters, talk of all variables. Nigeria is big. Demographic nature of Nigeria is big. The geographical spread of Nigeria is big. Talk of ethnic groups, languages, and what have you. So most of these things are variables you need to consider when you want to analyze security situation in the country. But we are not overwhelmed, but we need to take note of all of these variables and parameters are put forward.
Closely linked is crime perpetrated with vehicles. The Nigerian police is emphatic that curbing this is sacrosanct. This is as the guests urge motorists and commuters to be careful of patronizing unregistered vehicles for their safety.
During elevated systems like this, make sure that their vehicles are roadworthy. They themselves, at least reminded about the traffic rules and regulations.
We are fully ready, and we'll continue to go on this campaign continuously, even while we ensure that our men are also on ground.
The guests urge the citizens to also complement their efforts by reporting suspicious activities and persons for prompt actions. They are confident that with measures deployed, the Yuletide will be hitch-free. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Next up, from the EFCC, an ultra-modern office complex of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has been inaugurated in Ilorin, Kwara State. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi San, noted that the federal government will not allow the efforts of corruption, which he described as toxifying, to continue to undermine its reform efforts. Raliat Ibrahim has the reports.
The ultra-modern Ilorin Zonal Command Office Complex of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is equipped to house operatives of the Commission, hold suspects with a canteen to serve both personnel and suspects. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Lateef Fagbemi, SAN, noted that economic and financial crimes had had negative impact on developmental programs and policies of government. Hence, the investment in the fight against financial crimes by President Bola Tinubu. He stated the federal government's commitment to recovering the nation's stolen wealth as he charged EFCC operatives to conduct their affairs within the ambit of the law.
Do not be misplaced to expect a leap in investigations, arrest, prosecution, conviction, and asset forfeiture from this zone in coming days.
The executive chairman of EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, is confident the new zonal office will increase efficiency and motivate personnel to double their efforts in the discharge of their responsibilities to members of the public. The EFCC will use its instrumentality to drive economic development in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Tinubu. That is his promise.
We must be unsparing in our efforts to sanitize the business environment and support our country's drive to attract foreign direct investment by tackling fraud of all types.
I do assure the EFCC and every sister organization agency of the continued support of our administration.
The inauguration of the complex was capped by a tree planting ceremony. Raliat Ibrahim, NTA News.
To ensure an efficient and citizens-friendly Police Force, top management staff of the Ministry of Police Affairs in a two-day retreat are strategizing on how to confront the challenges facing the force with a view to addressing them. Francis Form reports on the major decisions taken at the retreats.
This is the last management retreat for top officers of the Ministry of Police Affairs for year 2023. The objective here is to inspire collective commitment in order to align with the efforts of the ministerial mandate towards the realization of the renewed hope agenda of the Tinubu-led administration in the internal security sector.
The process of revisioning the ministry should focus on strategically repositioning it to adeptly address
the challenges and issues encountered by the force, while yet adhering to its core mandate.
The Minister of State Police Affairs reminded participants that the ministry must bear this weighty responsibility of ensuring coordination and creating the enabling framework to steer the Nigeria Police Force towards improving technical and operational effectiveness.
Our nation looks to us for anticipation. I am confident that with our collective expertise, commitment, we can overcome challenges and usher in a new era of excellence in policing in Nigeria.
Meanwhile, participants have advocated the need for efficient deployment of modern technology to support the fight against crime and criminality in the country. The two-day retreat with the theme, Envisioning the Ministry of Police Affairs for Effective Internal Security, Strengthening Administration and Management Functions for Resilience and Efficiency. Francis from NTA News.
Moving on. Contract for the erection of pillars on the Lot 8 section of the Nigeria-Cameroon boundary demarcation will commence soon. The Director General of the National Boundary Commission, Adamu Adaji, who spoke at a press briefing to mark the end-of-year activities of the Commission in Abuja, says sensitization of the affected communities in Borno State have already commenced. Kelvin Ebonwaye reports.
2,214 pillars have already been put in place at the cross-river axis of the boundary between Nigeria and Cameroon, in line with the International Court of Justice ruling. But the work has stalled following the concerns raised by the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee. The NBC Director General says the issues raised are being resolved at the level of the Nigerian-Cameroonese Commission, paving the way for the imminent continuation of the demarcation on the Lot 8 session. He also emphasized that the Commission is currently providing infrastructure at the host communities on the Nigerian-Benin Republic border to douse tension and improve economic activities of the residents.
The strategy with respect to internal boundaries is the focus on dispute prevention, dispute resolution, boundary definition, and trans-border relations maintenance.
The NBC is hopeful that out of the 15 interstate boundaries disputes being handled by the Commission, many will be resolved in 2024 because authorities of the affected states are cooperating. In Abuja, Kelvin Ebonwaye, NTA News.
Now let's join Unity John Ehime for more in the world of entertainment.
Nigerian musician David Adeleke, known as Davido, has revealed reasons for promoting Wizkid's new song. Following the superstars link-up at a Lagos party last weekend, Davido decided it was time to end the alleged feud between them. Days after their meeting, Davido posted Wizkid's new song on his social media pages. Moving on, Justin Dean, the estranged husband of popular US-based Nigerian dancer Kora Obidi, has said being a single dad is much easier than being married. He said he had thought that being a single dad would make dating harder, but reality has taught him that girls like single dad. The American doctor disclosed this in a recent interview with media personality Daddy Freeze. Still on entertainment, popular Nigerian singer Augustine Kelechi, popularly known as Tekno, says he is selfish because he loves himself so much. According to him, his priority in life is to enjoy himself. He stated this in a recent interview in Abakaliki, the Ebonyi State capital. And wrap up entertainment news today. Hi, I'm Alima Salau.
Up next is Sports Update with Olumide Eguntola.
Uncertainty surrounds the kickoff of the European Super League despite favorable court sentence that faulted FIFA and UEFA disposition to the league, as this is contrary to European Union laws. Manchester United, Manchester City and Chelsea, among others, have pledged their commitment to existing competitions they play in, while the Premier League has rejected the European Super League concept.
Many clubs that are in debt, like Barcelona, Napoli, and some French team as well. So this would be a welcome development for them. But generally, I still don't know how this is going to work.
And from the Nigerian Premier League, it's good news for all stakeholders of Rangers International of Enugu following the approval of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Stadium to host league matches by the board. The NPFL took the decision after a recent inspection of the facility. The Coast City outfit will host traditional rivals, Shooting Stars of Ibadan, at the stadium next Thursday. In golf, Benga Yodele is the winner of Season 4 for the Love of Golf charity competition in Lagos with 37 points on count back to push Ejiro Gomigo to the second position. Abiola Dewusi won the female category with 39 points. The initiator of the competition, Dr. Adeshola Falaye, is using the tournament to provide support for children cancer patients.
For this year, our focus is University College Hospital, UCH Ibadan. We are going to be donating the proceeds of this donation to the pediatric cancer ward of UCH.
And on a sad note, Nigerian football fraternity is still mourning the death of our football legend, Nigerian ex-international Philip Boama, who died Thursday. The late Ghanaian-born player and coach was part of the victorious IICC team of 1976 that won the first ever continental title for Nigeria. He was also a member of the Green Eagles in 1970. With sports update, Olumide Guntola, NTNU.
That's the news at 7 on NTA Lagos Channel 10. Thanks for watching. I am Ntamiegbe. Good evening.